Welcome to the Home Comfort Zone podcast. I'm Theresa, Marketing Manager at All Comfort Services. Today I have with me Dan Lutz. He's the Development Director at United Way Dane County LINC. Welcome, Dan.
Hi, thanks, Theresa.
So, Dan, I wanted to share some information about United Way Dane County and LINC today. A lot of people don't know what LINC is. Can you give us a description about what LINC is?
Sure, absolutely. LINC is a donor network affinity group of United Way of Dane County. It's actually a United Way worldwide brand, so there are LINC groups across the whole country, anywhere where, or in some locations where there's a United Way. But LINC, we focus on community engagement, and we have a bunch of different great opportunities to have some fun, but also make a difference throughout the community throughout the year. So we recently had a trivia event. We're going to be coming up with our next event is a blankets event where we make blankets, tie blankets for Project Linus to benefit kids in the NICU. We'll have a mini golf tournament, we have a bags tournament, and we previously had a backpacking event where we put together over 250 backpacks last year to benefit school kids in the area who were benefiting from long-term housing support. But on top of that, LINC is also has a large focus on younger professionals. So there are some opportunities to get involved with professional development. We host 2 CEO roundtables throughout the year. And so we'll interview 2 CEOs to learn more about their experience, about why, what their values are, and really great. We had our first one since pre-COVID this past fall, and it was just a fantastic conversation. So a great opportunity to not only go out, have some fun, make a difference, but also to network with new people and develop a little bit professionally.
So this organization, LINC, started mostly to get young professionals to get more involved?
Correct, yeah. There were a few United Ways that came together to form LINC as a way to engage younger professionals. United Way of Dane County wasn't in that initial creating group, but we were an early adopter, I think in 2017 or 18. We tend to attract more young professionals just based on the themes of our events, and our motto is volunteer and have a beer. But it's open to everybody. I don't know that I'm a young professional anymore, and I still like to go out and volunteer, and I like to have a beer. So it's open to anybody.
We're all young at heart, no matter what, right?
Fair enough.
So businesses can send over some of their employees to get more leadership training and ways to stretch themselves a little bit, maybe because they might be able to talk to people they don't ordinarily talk to.
Yeah. One of the things that we talk with leaders throughout the community in my role in corporate partnerships with United Way, leaders are always talking about how do we engage with the younger generations just coming into the workforce. And LINC is an option that a lot of companies have found to be useful. It's a way to meet other individuals. It's a way to professionally develop, and an easy way to plug into your workplace to show some appreciation. And I have to give All Comfort a shout out here. You are the all-stars of LINC. You send so many people to our events, and I think your employees have a great time.
Yeah, I think we do too. One of the activities we participated in was Toys for Tots with the Marines here in Madison, and we had some employees bring their daughters, and one of them was so excited about it that the Girl Scout troop wants to start collecting toys for this fall. And so it's just sparking some ideas and giving young people an opportunity to volunteer where they might not have an opportunity. And so it has inspired us. It's inspired our employees to go further. So we're appreciative of LINC and the connection for sure.
Good. Yeah, I love to see when people bring their kids to events. At our blankets event last year, I know there was a grandma, a mother, and a daughter, so 3 generations at one event, which was pretty cool to see.
So that's a great outreach for United Way, a great way to connect with your mission. And so what are some other things that United Way is doing similar to this to achieve their mission?
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe talking a little bit about what our mission is might be a good spot to start there. But at United Way of Dane County, we are all about, we're trying to move forward individual and family well-being. And we do that through 4 direct building blocks called youth opportunity. So that's education and early childhood care. Think tutoring or child um, visits, home care visits for early children. We also have financial security, so long-term housing support, job training, making sure everyone has the ability to have a family-sustaining wage, along with some reentry support for individuals reentering society from prison. We also have healthy communities, so a lot of mental health support that's huge in today's society. Infant maternal health is another big one, and just healthcare access in general too. And then the last pillar we have is community resilience. So 211 is a service line that you can call. It's sort of like 911 for social services. You can call for any need you might have, from housing to mental health supports, to food, to electrical bills. So a lot of different, we get a lot of calls from that, and it's really picked up in the pandemic, and then also with inflation in the last couple of years, there's a lot more need in the community. So we've seen a continued increase in calls to the 211 line. And on top of that, with community resilience, we also focus on nonprofit capacity building, volunteerism, and emergency response when there are unfortunate emergencies in the community.
So how long has United Way been in Dane County?
Just over 100 years. We celebrated our centennial in 2022, I think it was. So what's that mean? 102, 103 years?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And so what role has United Way served in the community? I would imagine that Dane County has other types of services. How does it fit within all of the services that are provided for the community?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's a difficult one to answer. But I like to think of United Way of Dane County as sort of a connector out in the community. We connect with businesses, with nonprofits, of course, with donors, with volunteers, with community leaders. We even provide data on policy for government, nonpartisan, of course. But we bring all of we have so many different connections. We sit in a unique position to be able to bring a lot of different voices to the table to solve the most difficult problems. So our nonprofit partners are doing incredible work. We don't necessarily need to recreate the wheel to help solve, housing or whatever it may be. There are already great nonprofits doing that work, so we can continue to support them. There are some holes in the community, so we can create the programming. Like, we didn't create 211, but run 211 to fill in those gaps there. We also bring business leaders to the table too, to get the perspective from the business side, to be able to solve these really challenging problems and hopefully solve them in a way that will last. We want to help families get out of poverty or any challenge that they're facing and stay there. We want to, fix the problem rather than just put a Band-Aid on it.
That's wonderful. And how does United Way get funding?
A lot of different ways. Yeah, we have a lot of great corporate partners. Shout out to All Comfort. Thank you for everything that you do for us, including your financial support. But one of the biggest ways that we receive funding is through our community campaign. So we have hundreds of different businesses that we partner with, and typically in the fall time, we can do a campaign any time of year, but 95% are between August and Thanksgiving. So we actually bring on additional staff called loan executives during this time frame to help us. It would be too big of a lift for us to do it on our own, but we go out to different companies, and the companies will typically open up opportunities for their employees to give, whether it's through payroll deduction, one-time gifts, credit cards, however that may be. A lot of companies also just have fun with it too, and run some special events, chili cook-offs, golf outings. It's one of my favorite parts of the job is going into companies and seeing just how much fun they have using United Way as an opportunity to engage within their own workplace. So that's a really rewarding to see, and special event funding isn't necessarily our biggest way that we raise funds, but it's an important one, and it's an important one for businesses to connect with their employees. A few others, a lot of companies will give corporate gifts or match their employees' donations. We also have some opportunities out there like sponsorships that may sometimes support an initiative, may sometimes support our fundraising goals and impacts there. Yeah, and then we have a lot of great donors in the community too that really care about making a difference, and we're happy to be able to help them that come to fruition.
So what would you say the impact on the community has been through all these efforts?
You know, that's tough to put into words, but I know last year we helped over 82,000 individuals through our, that would be the 2024, through our ability to connect with individuals through the funding that we received from generous donors, and all of the volunteering events that we've run. We were able to help over 82,000 of our neighbors in just 1 year.
That's impressive.
It is, yeah. We're pretty proud to be a part of an organization that has that sort of impact.
So if people are listening today and they want to make an impact and they want to do different things in their company to help, what are some things that they can do to get started?
Yeah, there are a lot of different opportunities. Running a campaign is a great way to start, like we talked about earlier. Great for employee engagement. It's a huge opportunity to be able to support United Way financially, which really helps us to multiply that impact there. Other ways would be like LINC, we talked about earlier, coming to LINC events, or we also have another group called Women United, which I like to describe as a women's community-wide ERG. They have a ton of great opportunities too. They have one coming up on in the near future called Speed Mentoring. They also have an awesome brunch every year where we honor the women in philanthropy here in Dane County. It's an electric event. It's really fun. We have other community-wide events too. In August, I don't think the date's been secured yet, we'll have Day of Caring. That's going to combine, I think you've been to both of these, our kickoff event that was at Bree Stevens last year, and our back to school bash that was at Summit, where we put those backpacks together. Both were great events, and we're hoping to have an even greater impact. So much more than 250 backpacks hopefully this year by combining those for Day of Caring.
That's great. You said ERG. What does that stand for?
Employee Resource Group.
Okay.
Yep.
So people can participate in so many different ways, and I'd imagine you just go to the website. If you don't know anyone at United Way, there's probably a contact form, that type of thing. They can just start out like that.
Yep. There's opportunities to contact us through the website. And also another way to get involved is through volunteerism. We have a volunteer database called volunteeryourtime.org. And there are a ton of individual opportunities, group opportunities, and those are with our partners. And then any nonprofit here locally can actually post their opportunities online. So it's a great way to get out there and see what kind of, how you can volunteer in many different ways.
So giving your time has value. You don't necessarily have to contribute dollars. You could give your time. Yeah,
absolutely. There are so many needs in the community and there are so many ways to fulfill that. Giving your time is certainly a very important one.
That sounds great. So it was helpful to have all the different ways to get involved and share where all the different dollars go and who they're serving. Is there anything else you'd like people to know about United Way that we haven't covered?
Well, great question. I'm sure there are a lot of things. I'm about 3.5 years into United Way, and it's such a complex organization because we're solving such complex problems that I'm still learning things 3.5 years in, almost on a weekly basis of, whoa, wow, we're helping with this or that. And it's really, every time I hear something like that, it's really cool to be able to work for an organization like that. So I think the main takeaway that I have from working with United Way and our main impact is being able to look at that problem holistically, having that bird's eye view of the community, and having so many different partnerships that I truly believe that investing in United Way, whether it's through your time, talent, or treasure, is one of the best ways to really make a difference right here in Dane County. So really, really excited about the collaborations that we have and that collective holistic impact that we have.
Thank you, Dan. You gave us a great highlight of United Way LINC, and now I think people can have some ideas if they want to get started with the organization. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Theresa. Appreciate it.